Hello, my name is Leslie Whitty. I'm the Vice President of Outreach and Communication for the South Central Workforce Development Board, and welcome to our latest edition of Inside Jobs, a webcast that talks about employment and opportunities in South Central Kentucky. And joining me today, I'm very excited to introduce Lindsay Brown. She works not only for the South Central Workforce Development Board, but the Cumberlands as well. So, Lindsay, you cover a lot of territory.
Yes, I appreciate you having me here today, Leslie. So I'm glad to be part of this webcast today. And I cover 23 counties throughout the Cumberlands and the South Central region.
So one of the big projects that you have been heavily involved with is Commonwealth Coders. And I can tell you firsthand, Lindsay is very passionate about this program. She knows it backward and forward. So Lindsay, I don't expect to stump you with any questions today. Not that I would be planning to, but she knows this. So the very first thing I think we should do is give people a good sense of what Commonwealth Coders is. So what is this program?
Okay, well, Commonwealth Coders, it is a 16-week training course that we have partnered with. When I say we at the Workforce Development Board have partnered with BC Skills Development Academy. And what you are learning is web development. You're learning how to design web pages. You're learning how to design apps. And it's hard code that you're learning. So anyone that is very interested in the technology or the IT sector field, this is a niche that I would definitely recommend, as far as going in with Commonwealth Coders.
Okay, so Commonwealth Coders is a program to help you learn web development, building websites, apps, things like that.
Yes, ma'am, it is. The languages like you're learning, it's HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. So those are kind of the languages that you're learning, but it is more so high level web development, app design, definitely a growing industry in today's economy.
Okay, well, let's take it to the next step. I would be very curious as to who is the ideal candidate for this program. I know it's selective. I know there's an application process. Who would be a good fit for Commonwealth Coders?
That's a great question, Leslie, because during the initial pilot program, I was excited to see for the age range that we served. We went from 18, as you see in that, of Bryant Garcia, to John Berry, age 65. They are more, it's for anyone as far as age. It's for anyone as far as male or female. But an ideal person, if you're a recent high school graduate, if you are working in the retail or the hospitality industry, if you're that stay-at-home parent, you're that veteran, you're that retiree, or you're just looking to upskill yourself, this program's, it's where you want to be at. It's where, if you're willing to invest 16 weeks of, a lot of eagerness to willing to learn and willing to change your knowledge or upskill your knowledge, this program's the right fit for you.
So really big range in age. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this first group that went through the program, there was a 50-50 ratio with male and female.
That's correct. That's something I was very proud of, because this is, and the IT field is a male-dominated field. And for us to be able to upskill and train 50-50 ratio, I was beyond excited for that number.
And I've included a little picture here it's in my upper left-hand corner of algebra. I understand that if you were good in algebra, you have a good chance of really taking to this information pretty easily. Is that right?
That's right. The reason we kind of emphasize the algebra skills is because in the coding world, you think line by line, and in algebra, your technical skills or your analytical, it's line by line, and that's exactly how coding is. So that is why for the emphasizing on the algebra skills.
Okay. And just in case any of you were wondering, there is no mountain climbing involved with Commonwealth Coders, but I did include that photo just because I know I've heard Justin Browning, he's in charge of the BC Skills Development Academy. He always goes back to the idea of, you need someone who's tenacious, you need someone with grit, someone with perseverance. And that was the best photo I could find to sort of communicate that. But for those of you watching, no mountain climbing will be involved.
That's very true, Leslie. You might have to hit a couple valleys, but to get to that mountain, no, I'm kidding. But it is like, just to piggyback on what you said and what Justin, what we're so passionate about is if you're willing to put forth that effort, this is going to change your life. This program will. And it does take someone that's very hungry and eager and ready to, just for the challenge and to get to the top of the mountain. And then if you put the 120% effort into it, the return on it will be 120%.
Very good. And I know you mentioned Bryant. He's in it's my bottom left-hand corner. Bryant participated in the program, and he actually was still in high school. Mm-hmm. And he was able to coordinate with his school to allow this program to sort of fulfill a requirement for his school. And tell me what's happening with Bryant. What is happening with him because of this program?
Oh, yes. This one's one of my favorite ones to talk about. We met Bryant during the interview process, and I could tell very quickly he had the technical skills to do the web development class back this previous spring. What Bryant's going to be doing in August is going to change his life completely. He has been accepted into Make School in San Francisco, California. This school has a very small acceptance rate. And Bryant will be able to get a bachelor's degree in 2 years going to Make School. So not only has he been accepted into a program that is very, very challenging to get into and minimal people are able to get accepted into Make School, he did that for himself, but he's also making a big move and moving to California. So, so he was able to complete that and also get his graduate high school while doing this class. So it served for his credits there in school.
Very good. So let's talk about who are all the entities that are a part of Commonwealth Coders. We've mentioned BC Skills Development Academy. Their logo is over on the far left, and they are the training providers. They are the people who are teaching the classes and working with students. But who are the rest of the players in Commonwealth Coders?
So as you see on the screen, for those viewing this, we have 4 workforce development boards that have collaborated together. We are representing 48 counties in the state of Kentucky. There's 10 workforce boards, so 4 are on board, and we're able to provide this training to 50 participants. So the workforce providers or the workforce boards that have all collaborated together are South Central, the Cumberlands, Northern Kentucky, and then the Bluegrass region. It's been a great partnership thus far during this effort, just getting to know the different regions, and especially when we've expanded from 23 to 48 within a couple months. So I'm excited to see how all this works together with this many people served in such a wide population or a wide area.
Now, one thing that someone watching this may be curious about, okay, we've got this intensive program. We've got someone who is teaching this program. what does it matter that these different workforce boards are involved? What can they bring to the table for students? How are they helping students with this program?
So the workforce boards, we do a lot of different things, and I say we because I'm going to speak for all the workforce boards. You're seeing my face here because I've been so involved in this program. So I am more so your mentor through this program. So I represent that workforce board on that side. But not only that, we also assist with the job placement, getting you in front of employers when the process or the program is ended. Putting your capstone project, that final project, in front of employers, and really just talking with the participants to see, okay, are you looking to be an entrepreneur? Are you looking to be a freelancer? Do you want to go in the culinary business? And really trying to guide you and really help you manage you through that process, because a lot of people are undecided which direction they want to go. So it's really developing that one-on-one relationship. But also the workforce boards, through funding, we're able to provide this training at little to no cost to a participant, based on different.
Say that one more time, because that to me is huge.
So
I've read that programs like this on average cost about $15,000 to
they
participate.
do. Now, I was actually talking with one of a participant earlier, and there's different places that this program could cost $15,000 to $20,000 or even more. But because of what we're able to provide to the participant, this program is little to no cost at all to each participant that we serve. That's almost unheard of. I don't even know if that's even for me to tell somebody that hey, you can get this training in 16 weeks. Essentially become a front-end web developer, and you're not going to have to pay for it. It just don't even seem ideal or realistic, but it is.
Right. And so we won't go into all the nitty-gritty of funding, but if someone has lost their job due to COVID, there are all different ways you can be eligible for funding. You may not think that you would be eligible, but at least for me, I tell people, hey, go ahead and apply for the program, get your application in, and then we'll let you know, hey, you are eligible for funding. You can get this training at zero out-of-pocket cost. So that is huge. For people who might be thinking about completing some sort of training like this, to know that you're getting high quality training. We heard that over and over from the participants this last time, at little to no cost. I mean, that again, you would think, okay, what's the catch? But there is none.
Not one. I wish this was offered, 10 years ago for someone like other people that could have went through this class, because it's definitely something anybody, like we've said, you should take advantage of with the little to no cost for the training. And if you've been impacted by the pandemic in some way or somehow, don't think, well, my scenario is not going to work. It's worth applying to see if you can qualify.
Right. If you don't apply, you'll never know. So it's worth, and the form's pretty short, maybe 5 minutes to fill it out, that first step. All right. So what is the setup for this program? I know we've mentioned 16 weeks, and I think it's good to clarify within those 16 weeks, it's pretty much, is it 8 to 3? Is that, what are we looking at time-wise?
So we'll be working on two different time zones this time. If you are on Central Time, it is Monday through Friday, 8:30 till 3. And then if you're on Eastern time zone, it'll be 9:30 till 4. Okay. Monday through Friday, you get about a 30-minute lunch break. It's worked into to the schedule, but it's essentially like a full-time commitment for 16 weeks. And there are a couple breaks in there with Thanksgiving for this upcoming term.
And with the program, since it is going to be available in so many places, is this strictly online? Is this an online class, or how is it set up exactly?
So the way we're looking for it to be, the instructor more than likely will be virtual, just because we are serving 48 counties. Last time that we had this partnership between South Central and the Cumberlands, we were able to open up a classroom at different locations, so students could actually come in. BC Skills had set up their equipment, so your instructor was feeding off of the computer, but you have the option. We'll either have some classrooms depending upon where you reside and how far your commute is, or you do have the option to take that remotely. But you are online through a Google Meet classroom, so you're present, you're in real time every single day. So I would say more so in a hybrid virtual schedule, depending upon where you reside.
Okay, and so it will be in real time, so it's not like someone could do this during the evening. They need to be on that same schedule.
It's the same schedule every day. It's in real time. There are times, you might have to run to a doctor's appointment. That stuff can be, the instructors will work with you, but the most important part is being there during real time, because you're covering so much curriculum.
Right, and I imagine you need that too, just because there will be questions, there will be discussion, and so you really need that, because if it were a recording, you're not getting, you don't get the chance to ask your question.
Exactly.
You may be stuck on something. So yes, I think that's important for people to know that it is 16 weeks and it's 5 days a week, and you have to commit that block of time.
Yes.
All right. So why do you think this program is needed?
So I think, and this is me speaking as the individual who was able to serve for the workforce boards, this program is needed in such rural areas, because these jobs don't exist here in this area. You're able to stay home, you're able to stay remote, and you're able to work for a company out of Kansas, St. Louis, but yet you're still staying here in rural America. I live in a small town where I'm at, and to see, 5 of the participants went through that class the last time, and to see them employed either from an employer here in the county I live in, or see them working for a company remotely. I mean, we're upskilling, our workforce, and we're only driving, in my opinion, businesses to come to this area because we're producing web developers. So that's the long-term vision of why I see like it's needed in our areas here in Kentucky.
And I mean, given the pandemic, so many people have gotten into the groove of working at home. They might have found, hey, I'm much more productive if I can work at home. And so I think this is an ideal time for a program like this to be introduced, because there are more and more opportunities. Companies who may not have offered remote work in the past, they're doing it. We're seeing it over and over and over again. And it, as a Kentuckian, it makes me proud to know, hey, you're from small town Kentucky. You know what? You can be running with the big dogs, and you can still live in this great state. So there are a lot of advantages, but I think even more now after the pandemic. And I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, but I was able to find a statistic on average salary for a junior web developer in Kentucky, and average starting salary, it was over $60,000.
That's impressive. I mean, to train for 16 weeks and be able to go into the workforce with anticipation of, hoping to make, in that price range of just starting out after a training. And you know, with the program, it really, if you and I'm emphasizing this again, but if you were impacted by the pandemic and you found yourself in a position, and I think that's why it's really, I think the pandemic pushed this or maybe not this program, but the gig economy, the economy of the technology. COVID really pushed that, because look how many times we had to go to Zoom meetings or meet virtually or work. Oh, I had to do my prescription. You know, I mean, things just were all online. And this program has really, and not so much the program being itself, but the whole, it's with the pandemic, it's made even more of a push for web developers here locally. You know, companies don't even realize, like, they were outsourcing maybe their web design, and oh wait, you're training up people to do this. Oh, I can hire these people myself. So it opens a lot of doors. The pandemic did push it, I feel like, as far as remote work. But this couldn't have come at a better time.
We've given the go-to. Here's your website that you go to, and we're highly recommending that you go to the website and apply. That will help us determine if you qualify for funding. More people than not are qualifying for funding, especially if they've been impacted by the pandemic. And were there any other success stories you wanted to share? Just because if someone's watching this and they're on the fence, hearing about someone's actual success could be the thing that helps them make that move.
Yeah. And I will say, Leslie, if you do not qualify for the funding, there is an option for self-pay. So there is that option that I can talk to the individual about if funding, you know, if a scenario, that case happened. But yes, we have so many testimonials from this last cohort. Let me just tell you about 3 individuals who are employed with the Justice Speak Talk show out of St. Louis, Missouri. They are working 2 of them are working on the YouTube, the Facebook, the social media platform, updating that for an individual who is very second chance, justice involved oriented. It's a talk show that really speaks to individuals that are going through hard times. So they're able to update that for those folks. And then the other individual is updating her e-commerce website for the Justice Speak Talk show. So those were 3 individuals that were employed from a company out of St. Louis. There's 4 to 5 individuals that were employed out of a company out of Kansas. It is a she consults for medical companies, but they're able to work remotely, you know, in the Cumberlands region or in the South Central region. They're working from their home, updating websites for companies across the United States. Another individual, she took this course, and I know I talked about that for being a stay-at-home mom. She was a stay-at-home mom and still is a stay-at-home mom, but she utilized and leveraged some resources for her capstone project, and she updated an e-commerce platform. Well, guess what? She's their web developer now. I mean, so she secured her employment for just by developing their website for a capstone project. So there's a lot of testimonials. Some of individuals have decided to do some freelancing, 1099 of their own self with companies. So it really depends on where you want to go. But I encourage each and every individual to take advantage of this opportunity. It will change your life, whether it's from finding yourself in a new employment. Maybe you found, I still want to continue my education after this course is completed. It's worth just going to the website, applying, and seeing what doors open from there.
Absolutely. And if you are interested in seeing some of the testimonials that we've talked about, follow the South Central Workforce Development Board on social media. We are at SCKYWDB, and every testimonial that we get, I post them there. So that would be an excellent place to scroll through. You'll see videos, you'll see quotes, you'll see photos from graduation. This is a program that we're really proud of in the South Central region. I know the Cumberlands is as well. And we're so excited to have 2 more boards hop on I firmly believe that they will have the same kind of experience that we've had. So follow us on social media. You can learn more about the program, and if we have not communicated anything else today, I hope the overall message is take that step and apply. If you are thinking about it, if you're interested in it, you need to apply. Right? The cutoff date is coming up pretty soon. Is that right?
By August 11th. So we have just a few, about 3 weeks or so before we'll have to really wrap up, and it'll be the cutoff for all 50 spots among 48 counties. So it is competitive. We want, it's definitely something that's getting recognized for across Kentucky as far as offering this, and we're just so excited. I'm excited for this fall cohort. I'm excited to see the outcomes of the individuals who go through the program, and hopefully have their testimonials for the next time that we're able to do that.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, Lindsay. I appreciate it. And join us for our next Inside Jobs webcast coming up soon. Thanks again.
Thank you.